No.
You don't have. So that I tell you that, number one, those reports, you could not find them in the Kisii County Gazette because it does not exist. Are you now well informed?
I don't know whether it exists or doesn't exist. So that one I cannot.
But besides that, I want now to make reference to page number 44 of our bundle number 4. So that now we move together. We are in agreement that they are supposed to, on behalf of the county government, prepare those reports for the county government to take them to the assembly. Now, look at this, page 474. Are you there? Are you seeing that document?
Yes.
Please read the title of the document.
Report on the extent of compliance with the national values and the principles of governance at the county public service.
At the county public service.
Yes.
There is a month and a year indicated. What is
December 2022.
December 2022. Thank you. And the report runs all the way to page 17. Are you there? Page 498. 498. Are you there?
Yes.
You have seen that report runs there.
Yes.
Go to the next page, 499. Are you there?
For
the next page, the next page. The next page is the delivery book. And I want you to read the second item received on the 31st of January 2023 by the county secretary. Read it. It is here. What is it?
The statement of salary.
No, the other one above. The one above indicates the person who has brought what and to who. Are you there?
You're talking about nomination or what?
Yeah, nomination.
To CSWC 67, chairperson.
Chairperson.
CPSP.
That is County Public Service Board. Then
annual
what?
Report.
Annual report?
And assembly, plus assembly.
Annual report to assembly.
Yes.
Now, behind it, who is the person it is, no, behind this one, who is the person that document is indicated to? When we are referring to this document?
County Secretary.
County Secretary. And in front of it, is there a signature for that?
There is I don't know what is a signature.
But is there a mark?
There is a mark, yes.
There's a mark there.
Not a signature.
You know, we are making reference to this document, and particularly the document received by the County Secretary on the 31st of January 2023 as annual report to Assembly. So that we are telling you, if you can see that, that report has been submitted to the spokesman of the county so that he can transmit to the Assembly. Have you noted that? Now, let's proceed to the next document. The next document is found at page 503. Are you there? 503. 503, yes. Read to the committee what that document is.
Report of the extent of compliance with the national values and principles of governance at the county public service.
What is the month and the year of that report?
December 2021.
December 2021. Let us now go to the end of that report. Can you assist me? And the report ends on 540. Are you there? Page 540. Are you there?
Yes.
Now, not page 527. Are you seeing there? Where's the report?
Yes.
A minute, a clarification. That report ends at page 500 and 527. Yes? Are you seeing that?
527, yes.
527. That is for which year? December?
2021.
December 2021. Let's go to the next document at 530. Page 530. Read it to the committee.
December 2020.
December 2020. And that document runs to page 540. Are you there?
540, yes.
And I want you to also read the next document at page 541. Are you seeing that delivery book? Are you seeing that? And I want you to read for this committee, yes, the first item on which is delivered to the county secretary on the 10th of January 2022. Read it, please. This one. Read it.
Staff training.
Yes.
Management of staff training.
Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Another line.
Administration.
Yeah. Then the next one.
Annual reports. Plus assembly.
Annual report to assembly.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
And you can see there is a mark of a signature ahead of it.
Yes.
And behind it is by the county secretary. This one.
Yes, behind it.
So I have shown you therefore, that the report for 2020 that you asked, the report for 2021, and the report for 2022 were very much well with the county government. Now, I want to take you back to section 59D. What does it say?
$60.
59 subsection 1D.
The functions of the County Public Service Board shall
Yes.
be, on behalf of the County Assembly,
Yes.
do exercise disciplinary control over D. Okay. Prepare regular reports for submission to the County Assembly on the execution of the functions of the board.
Yes. Now, my question to you, you see that section say they're supposed to prepare regular reports.
Yes.
What is the definition of regular? How many times?
Every year. See, they have defined it every year. Very specific.
Every year.
Yes.
And you have seen for 2020, we have. For 2021, we have.
Yeah.
For 2022, we have. Now, my question to you, the report you are seeking from the clerk was a report of the County Public Service Board. Yes?
Yes.
Why didn't you write to the person whose duty is to prepare that report to give you that report? Why did you avoid that office which is supposed to prepare it? Tell them, gentlemen, you have a duty under section 59 to prepare reports. Can you give me before you go to the assembly?
As far as I'm concerned, because this is consumed at the assembly, I did what was supposed to be done with the assembly.
So don't you see you wrote to an irrelevant person? And how old was that clerk when you supplied this letter? How old was he in the office?
I don't recruit employees, so I don't.
You don't know. If I inform you,
I cannot answer those questions.
If I inform you that he has not even mastered all the names of the members of the county here,
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just very recent, and there's a benefit of doubt to him. He may not have known everything. He's learning. Don't you think that was a lapse on your side? I leave it to you, judgment.
That's an office holder. It's not a personality.
Yes. Now, you have seen that, therefore, that allegation of yours of failure to file reports which are there is also dead.
As long as if it was not gazetted, I still stand with it.
Yes. And
That is the completion of that
can you
statement.
gazette a document when the forum of gazetting is not there?
That's not my
It's like the
responsibility.
two-third gender
It
rule.
is the responsibility of the whoever is supposed to be empowered to do that.
Yes.
Because that is the
And you know
responsibility. It's the responsibility of the Kisii County Board to ensure that the report is published.
Now, let's go slowly. You have moved from that allegation. You know that very well it is the county assembly which is supposed to come up with an act to create the county gazette or printer. Have you asked these people whether they have done that?
Let me give you very clear.
And that is their problem anyway.
If
Let's go to the next.
If the Kisii County Gazette does not exist,
Yes.
and it's the responsibility of the County Public Service Board to cause the publication,
Yes.
it is their failure.
To create it.
For heaven's sake, it is their failure.
To create the printer.
Yes, to create it.
Give
Yes.
us a function. Give us a function of the board.
Let
of
me tell
creating
you one
printers.
thing. I've been in business.
Distract.
I've been in this corporate world many years. If, as an officer, you realize there is something missing, you cause it. Causing it means you request. Give me an evidence where they have said we cannot publish this.
Let's proceed.
We cannot proceed.
Let's be calm. Calm.
Yeah, it's calm. It's not
I will 15 seconds to.
Party magic.
That's how I talk. Sorry, that's why I talk.
Mr. Tika, you can take a bottle of water.
Yes.
Let them give me evidence that they did not.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Relax. 15
Now-
15 seconds. Wait a minute. 15 seconds.
Let us now go to
15 seconds, please. They're almost. You can also take a bottle of water, Wakili.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, I want to take you to allegation number 1. We have dealt with number 8 and 7. Let's now go to number 1. Engagement, that's page 17. Are you there? Are you there?
Yes.
You are saying that these people are alleged to have employed persons above 60 years, contrary to the law.
Yes.
And you have listed the names of those persons.
Yes.
The first person is
Chafet Nyambati Ochoi.
Joseph.
Joseph Nyambati Ochoi.
The second person is
Toel Mogaka Ongeri.
let the chair. Chair, we need your attention. Yes. On that allegation, the first person you are saying who was wrongly employed was Joseph.
Joseph Nyambati Ochoi.
The second person,
Toel Mogaka Ongeri.
the third person,
Evanis Omwenga.
the fourth person,
Meren Kwamboka Visonga.
and the fifth person,
David Onyego Omariba.
the sixth person,
Choice Vochere Nyangate.
the seventh person,
Cyrus Njagi Nyaga.
and then the eighth person,
Mauti Bill Nyagute. Nyangute.
the ninth person,
Tanir Mogembo Magutu.
Daniel Mogembo Magutu. You say those are persons above 60 years who the board employed, and according to you, they ought not to have employed on contracts.
I've specified the date of
Yes,
when they were born.
yes. I want you to agree with me that the Public Service Commission Act makes a provision that you can employ a person above 60 years on contract. Do you agree with me that the Public Service Commission Act makes a provision for the employment of persons above retirement age on contract?
Agree.
You agree?
Yes.
You also agree that Public Service Commission Act, and we are making reference to bundle number 2, volume number 2 of our documents, makes a criteria on how that one is to be done. Are you there? Are you there? Take water first. Take water first. Chairman will be requesting that you keep on reserving us for the time we shall be spending. Have you taken water? Our volume number 2, beginning with page 110A, is the Public Service Commission Act. Are you there? And what you are saying is found at page number 135B, section 80. Are you there? Are you there? Section 8 is the one which says that public officers shall retire at 60. Are you there?
Yes.
Section 80, subsection 2, the next page, is the one which now sets and gives power to any appointing authority to engage a public servant.
Yes.
Above 60 years.
Yes.
Read it. No, we are going there. Read that entire section to the committee.
Despite subsection 1B, the Commission or other appointing authority may engage the public officer for service after the retirement age upon such terms of contract as may be agreed.
Yes.
If,
number 1,
the public officer possesses rare knowledge, skill, and competences for the time being required in the service.
Yes.
The retired officer is willing to be engaged on contract.
Yes.
The retired officer, public officer performance shall not in any way be impaired by age.
Yes. So it is the position of the law that as long as a public officer who's being employed meets the requirements, the criteria for employment, it would be proper to give a contract.
Yes.
Now, my question to you is, and before I go to the question, I go to the regulation number 70 under that act. Are you there, regulation 70? Regulation 70, which page? Just check the name. That act as regulation number 70, and regulation number 70 makes a definition of what rare skill, rare knowledge is, and you have quoted it in your documents, I think. Yes? Go through the other documents. Volume 1. Yes, I think I have it. Yeah, that regulation. Open, my friend. Regulation 70. Who has found the regulation standard? 70. Yes, that regulation is found at page 107B of the bundle volume number 1. Please, let's look at it. Bundle volume number 1. Yes?
Yes, I've seen 70.
So read sub-regulation 7 of that 70, what it makes a definition of what you are alleging. The next page.
In this regulation,
yes,
rare knowledge, skills, and competences means knowledge, skill, and competence that are scarce, unique, and not readily available in the job market.
So that is the definition of rare skill, rare knowledge, and rare competence.
Competences, yes.
Now, you have made an allegation. Therefore, you don't question the power of the Public Service Board that it can appoint persons above the age of 60 years. You don't question that power. They have.
No, they have.
But your allegation is that they did not follow that regulation.
Yes.
Thank you. The first question is, these people that you have noted them here, saying that they did not qualify, have you notified them that you are coming to tell the board, the committee, that they were appointed without qualifications?
The jobs they're occupying.
Have you notified them?
Some are cleaners, some are, you know what I'm saying? The jobs they're occupying, there's no special skill.
The point is, my good friend Atika, have you notified these persons you have listed who did not qualify, that you are coming before this committee to state that they were given contracts without qualifications?
I didn't have any reason to cost them.
You didn't have any reason to do so?
Yes.
And they are not here today?
Yes.
Thank you.
And they can't be here in my report.
And they can't be here in your report?
Yes.
Now, you know it's your allegation to prove, yes?
Yes.
Other than proving that they're above 60 years of age,
yes,
in your documents, do you have their academic credentials to confirm your allegation that for the positions that they were contracted to, they didn't have rare knowledge, they didn't have rare skill, they didn't have rare competence in your band of documents? Do you have a document?
Of course, I have no summary for each of these, but I've
in
given
your
each.
Go to give us a copy of their academic credentials from your documents, even for one of them, and relate it to the job he was given, and tell us whether, according to you, that person was not having rare skill. Do you have that copy?
No, I don't.
You don't have that copy?
I didn't go to their files.
Thank you.
Personally, to know
Yes.
that is how they're supposed to be competent.
Do you have a copy of their curriculum vitae, their CV, which will show the academic credentials, the skills they have acquired, and the experience?
They were purely, majority of them are casual workers, so I don't know which skill they need.
Listen.
These are casual workers. Which is the skill are we talking about?
Listen. Do you it's an allegation you have presented that they don't have those things, and we are trying to see whether that allegation can stand.
These are casual workers. Some of them supply. There are no rare skills here in being a casual worker. If you have them, you can also share with everybody here. Rare skills casual workers. The answer is there are no rare skills in
let us be, Mr. Atika, when you are asked a question, just say yes or not, no much explanations. Yes. And counsel, once you have asked the question, don't ask another question on this.
Well guided.
The same.
Thank you. Well
Thank
guided.
you.
I appreciate your concern. So, you don't have their curriculum vitae to support your allegation that, Mr. Sonia, any objection?
That question has been answered.
What was the answer? It doesn't have. Thank you. So therefore, that is a mere allegation you are making to a Kenyan citizen that is above 60 years, he has no rare knowledge, no rare skill, no rare competence, and therefore was not supposed to be employed when you have no evidence to support that. Don't you see that?
For specific job.
Yes.
They appointed.
Yeah, exactly.
Specific job they were appointed.
And you don't have evidence. Don't you see that? You may not see it for now. Let's now go to the issue of engagement, page number 21. No, even before you go through that, there's a document, Joanna, which we filed in the morning. I hope you have been supplied. Have you been supplied with this document? Yes, that one. Look at that document. I want to give you an example. One of the persons you have mentioned is Silas Njagi Nyaga.
Yes.
There is that letter dated 24th, the next letter, 24th of February 2021. Are you there?
Yes.
It is from the Director of Supply Chain Management to
Yes.
the CEO Finance and Accounting Services.
Yes.
Please read the body of the letter to the committee.
Reference is contract appointment of Mr. Cyrus Njagi Nyaga, PFM number 19860571108. Kindly
Yes.
note that the above named officer is a supply chain management assistant 3.
Yes.
He has attained the mandatory age of 60 years on 16th 4th 2021.
Yes.
The purpose of this memo is to request your office to consider recommending the officer to the Public Service Board for a contract appointment for 3 years. Also, I would request you to consider him in Job Group K on contract terms. Please note that the county has employed procurement officers who are new and young in service. With the experience he has for many years, I will request you to allow him train, mentor new staff and procurement of issues.
On procurement
issues.
That is a request made by the director.
Yes.
That we have new staff. This particular one has been here for long. We don't want to make mistakes. Please allow him a contract to train. That's a request he makes. Now go to the next, and he makes it to the CF for Finance. Now go to the next page. That letter is from the Director of Human Resource to the County Secretary.
Yes.
Dated 25th. Also read it to this.
Contract appointment, Cyrus Njagi Nyaga.
Yes.
The above mentioned is a supply chain management assistant 3 and will attain the mandatory age, as I've repeated earlier, 60 years on 16th April 2021. The purpose of this memo, therefore, is to request the County Public Service Board to consider appointing him in a supply chain management assistant 1, Job Group K, on contract terms for a period of 3 years when he retires due to his experience and his role of training other staff on procurement matters.
So you see, that is a request which has come from the line departments, recognizing the unique competence they require from him and asking the relevant bodies to recommend him for their purpose, not for the purpose of the county Public Service Board. Do you agree that the function of the County Public Service Board is to meet the labor demands of the departments of government? Yes?
According to the regulations.
In
compliance with the law.
Yes. Their function is to meet their labor demands. And if a labor demand has come in this form, will the County Public Service Board refuse to meet it and still remain in function?
They are the custodian of the law and regulations.
Yes.
They can advise what is proper.
Do you have...
So they failed even more. This
Yes.
is even worse.
Yes. Do you have evidence to the contrary that this was not a unique competence?
Yeah.
Do you have evidence in your documentation that will show that contrary to what this labor request was, this was not a unique competence? Do you have evidence in your documentation?
No, I've not given, but I've explained what it is.
No, you don't have. So you can see you are just throwing allegations against Kenyans. Now, let's go to allegation number 3, irregular recruitment of staff. Are you there?
Number 3.
It's at page 2445. We have dealt with 8, 7, 1, and 2. We are now at 3. So we are progressing very well. And those ones have collapsed whenever they pass here. Page
24.
24. You are saying that there was irregular and illegal recruitment of staff. Yes?
Yes.
And all those allegations run all the way to from pages 24 to 29.
Yes.
And your allegations your allegations are that the positions which were advertised, for instance, were 42, and the board added 5 more.
Yes.
And also your allegation is that, for instance, for the ECD teachers, the positions which were advertised were how many? That is the one we are talking about, and the rest and the rest. My question to you is this. You understand how the county employment system works. And I want you to agree with me that employment in the county government is on the basis of competitive competition.
Yes. Yes.
And you agree with me that for competition there must be advertisement.
Yes.
And there must be interviews.
Yes.
And that those who succeed in the interview always get the job.
Yes.
These additional members, you say, were they interviewed? The additional members, you say, were they interviewed?
Yes, they were interviewed.
They were interviewed.
Yes.
These additional members you are saying were shortlisted for interviews.
Yes.
And the additional members came from the list of the shortlist.
Yes.
Who went through the interview.
Yes.
That's good. I have seen you recite one now and again that these additional members were recruited without the request from line departments.
Yes.
That's your allegation. Now, let me take you to page 417 of volume number 4. So I think you have nothing here. Any reasonable man in the mental faculties can tell you you are chasing a wild goose. If you send. Page 417. Are you there? Read. That letter is from which person?
Acting Secretary, County Public Service, is from Patrick Lumumba, County Secretary.
It is from the County Secretary?
Yes.
It is addressed to who?
Acting Secretary, County Public Service Board.
And what is the request? What is the subject?
Additional vacancies for advertisement,
yes,
ECD, and youth polytechnic instructor positions.
Read to the committee what makes a request.
The above posts are advertised on 10th December 2021. However,
proceed.
The Department of Education, Labor and Manpower Development has indicated since there has been an increase in enrollment at both PTC and ECD Center, this has necessitated the department to look into the staff establishments vis-a-vis the increased enrollment. It has been therefore recommended that the board considers the selection of additional 8 instructor and 13 ECD teachers respectively. The department has confirmed to have allocated enough funds in the budget to cater for the same. The purpose of this letter is to request the board to consider the case since it will be economical rather than re-advertise the same position whilst there was running an advert.
The county secretary is informing the board that there has been enrollment of many people in our schools, thanks to our people who are giving birth, and there is a need for extra ECD teachers. And the department is telling them, we have seen you have advertised. We are requesting that out of your list of those people who you advertised, select for us 13 more. And they are giving him a reason that, look, we think it will be economical for you to do that rather than advertise for those 13 positions. You see that? So
Yes.
there is a request, a reason, and a judgment. You see that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And those are the people you are complaining about.
I'm not sure. Because
If you are
I've
complaining,
confirmed the date.
if you are complaining that these people should not have enough ECD teachers, are you really for the public of Kisii or for the devils of Kisii? Why do you want our people not to have enough teachers educating their children in ECD? Why you have educated yours? You don't want this young man supplying us with the water to have enough teachers for their children. Why are you against them? You see now the problem you're running into. Anyway, let me now I'll take you to Article 201. Article 201 of the Constitution.
Well, have you asked a question or you were talking?
Yeah. You know, this is was a political process. I have to communicate to our people. Our people are watching what the articles do for them. Even chairpersons and people.
Thank you. Let's proceed.
Yes. Article 201 of the Constitution sets the principles of management of public finance. Yes?
Yes.
And if you look at sub-article D, yes? Can you read it to,
No,
to
I can't look up because I don't have it.
please, sub-article D. Read it to these good people here listening to your lies.
Public money shall be used in a prudent and responsible way.
Yes?
And financial management shall be responsible, and the fiscal reporting shall be clear.
So, public money shall be used in a responsible way and in a prudent manner because it is scarce. You as a finance person, you know that. Now tell us, was it more prudent to re-advertise again, ask the people to retreat to Kisumu to consider 13 people, and then come to do interviews using money again, rather than just picking 13 people from the already who have done interviews? What was more prudent as a finance person? Picking those who have been interviewed, because the list was 43, and then you start picking 44, 45 up to the list, or again, re-advertising? What is more prudent?
That is your opinion.
That's my opinion.
Let's comply with the law.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the law say?
And the law says you be prudent,
That is
even
why
in your reasoning.
That is why I convert the law compliance.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. And you know every law,
Not prudence.
listen, every law,
I'm an expert in that.
listen, every law has got its reference to the Constitution. That if there is a law which goes contrary to a principle of a Constitution, like prudent management of resources, that law is null and void. You are aware of that?
Yes.
Let's go to that 418. We go to page 418.
What is it, Honorable Mbachi? You know, the petitioner is an accountant, and he knows that one of the accepted standard of accounting is prudence. So it's also a principle that is applied in management. So I think that's something that we need to be very careful about, even when you are talking about compliance to the law, but also the principle of prudence is applicable in management issues. Thank you. I hope you have been guided
Thank you
on
for
that.
your Thank you very much.
And you have exactly 1 hour.
That I'm right.
Thank you.
You are doing very well. Yeah.
Chair, I'm the timekeeper of the advocates here. After he's done, I'm giving him 5 minutes. I'll request that I address you on the time because I'll have colleagues that I'll want to limit also on time so that we can work together to keep track on the 1 hour.
That's in order.
I want you to go now to page 418. 418. The next page. That is minutes of the cabinet meeting. now ratifying that request. Are you saying that? Read to the committee minutes
of the cabinet meeting
Yes.
on the Afri-City Summit
Yes.
and variation of advertisement vacancies.
In
of
which department?
Education Department held on 22nd March 2022 at the Governor's Boardroom from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And read minute number 3 found at page 419. There's nothing wrong here. This is just politics.
Minute 303, 2022. Variation of vacancy advertised on the 10th December 2021.
So you see, read it for these people to listen so that they can know that you are lying to them all along. They have been taking you for granted. Read to them, that minute.
So what am I supposed to read?
That minute, the entire minute.
After His Excellency the Governor's remark, the County Secretary welcomes the CECM in charge of education to lead the team on the next item on the agenda. The CEC for Education tabled a request before the County Executive Committee. It was seeking the commitment's approval to vary numbers of various advertisement, FTC and ECD vacancies respectively. The department's request was informed by the fact that there was an increase of enrollment of learning for ECDs by 4,045, that is 56,374 up to 61,219, and opening of 7 new vocational training centers, 51, those are references, which saw an increase of enrollment from 3,968 to 5,052, which caused higher teacher-instructor learner ratio in both vocational training centers and ECT centers.
Yes.
The department, through THLM MAC, meeting held on 16 March 2022, recommended for consideration of additional 13 ECC teachers and 8 instructors respectively from amongst the interviewed candidates, since it could reduce cost of advertising and process of interview processes. The cabinet was informed that the department had confirmed to have set aside. I continue reading?
Yeah, read it. You want them to come
Enough funds for the year 2021-2022 budget to cater for the additional vacancies. The total allocation was 6.7 million and 16 million for ECD and vocational training respectively. After deliberation, the County Executive Committee approved the department's request to get additional 13 ECD teachers and a vocational instructor in line with the department personnel needs.
Thank you. And in the next document, you can see what those minutes are saying is adopting the minutes of the Department of Education. The next document found at 422. You can see that for the sake of time. 422 is the minutes of the line department, which is being adopted by the cabinet. Are you seeing that? Meeting held on this CEC boardroom. Are you seeing that?
That's what I'm seeing here.
Now, the line ministry has a chief officer who is an accounting person. You are aware of that?
Yes.
It has a minister who is also supposed to supervise.
Yes.
They have made a recommendation that considering their budget and their needs, that we need more teachers. They have taken these teachers' recommendation to the cabinet. The cabinet has approved.
Allow me to interrupt you for a few seconds.
I wanted clarification kindly, because there is a letter which you have said that it should be read to us, in that we know exactly what is contained in the letter, which you are saying it is on page 4, is it 418? 418, yes, which was a response. Kindly, it seems that there was that internal communication, or it was advertised to the public before enrollment was done. Kindly put it clear.
Have you heard the question, Mr. Chika?
Can you? Yes.
That we get to know what is in it. That letter which you have read,
Yes.
in that we get to know what is in that letter. And that the contention here is embroilment.
Yes.
So I wanted it to be expounded. Was that an internal letter within the county departments? All it was an advert which was put in that the public will also know that there is an extra embroilment being made. Can you put it clear?
This is an internal document. It's not external.
Thank you. We are guided. Carry on.
So your answer was that those were advertised. The request.
This communication is not talking about advertisement. It's talking about communication within advising the department.
Yes, yes. So, and our issue, we have shown you that the line minister with these people, where there's an accounting officer, which is a chief officer, have made decision. Considered there is a need for extra teachers. They have noted that you have already advertised. And they are saying in their judgment, it could be more prudent if we picked from 42. Yeah, and now this is a request for additional. Yes. Yani anakataa watu wasipate walimu huyu. Now, ataki watu yetu isome. Now, the line minister who cares for us has said we need additional. Yes. The line minister said we need additional teachers for my learned friend, for my good friend. Now, he has taken it to the cabinet for approval, and he has taken it to the board for implementation. Honestly, listen. The board is supposed to recruit people for who? For itself or for the county government?
For the county government.
Who is the CEO of the county government?
CEO for the county government is the governor.
And decisions in the county government, you are aware, are made by cabinet.
Yes.
And a decision has been made of the need.
Yes.
Now, the question here is, if they were meant to recruit for in compliance with this decision, how do you therefore ask them to carry the burden when they have advice on prudence, they have advice on positions, and they have advice on the need?
I'm simply talking about the compliance with the law.
Compliance with the law.
Yes.
And I've shown you the constitution says the word prudence comes from Article 201. That is, prudence means you do judgment on the case you have before you. And in the judgment of the ministry, in the judgment of the cabinet, and in the judgment of the board, that was agreed to be prudent. Yes. Now, so on that issue, therefore, I can show you, I'm telling you that your allegation is not only baseless, because there is advice on prudence. Number 2, there's advice on need. And 3, the list of people picked were from already those interviewed. And number 4, it is against our people who you seek to represent here. Them, they want even that more to be employed. Where will you take the rest now? You are old. That's all for this. I invite my learned friends to now take over the Thank you for listening to me.
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I'll be seeking to kindly request for a slight extension of time, because I notice we have around 55 minutes.
Yes.
I'm looking at us taking around 1 hour 20 minutes, so that before we proceed, I have 6 other colleagues. The one coming next will take 20 minutes, and everyone else is going to take 10 minutes each. So I was kindly requesting at this stage that as we start again, because Mr. Nyamweya has actually handled the general questions that we'd sought, so that you kindly extend and accommodate us as we proceed, so that we finish before we go for lunch.
Well received. I'll suggest that we add you 10 minutes. You can adjust, kindly. Adjust.
Chair, if you do 20, we'll be very, very grateful, considering that we have 5 individuals here for whom this matter is very important, and considering that this particular matter affects actually all the employees of Kisii County also. So that it's a kind request, so that we are done latest by 1:15 then.
15 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Additional 15 minutes.
Yes, we can have Mr. Were then for the next 20 minutes. Then everyone else will take 10 minutes, and I'll ensure compliance.
Thank you.
You said one to take how many? First one to take how many minutes? 20 minutes. 10 each. So the 15 minutes. Once it's done, you will be stopped. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bwana Atika.
Yes, sir.
You confirmed that the petition before this assembly is the one that is signed by an advocate and not you. The petition before the assembly, we have 2 sets of petition, right? I'm taking you to page 41 or 45 of the petition in just 1 minute. Are you there?
41.
Page 41 of your petition.
Yes.
You agree with me that it is signed by the firm of Mutua and Company Advocates.
Yes.
And you agree with me that it is against Standing Order 198 of the Kisii County Assembly Standing Orders.
I don't know.
You don't know. Very well. Let me take you to, you claim that the Kisii County Public Service Board did employ persons without the recommendation or the approval or request from various chief officers, right?
Yes.
Let me take you through our volume 4 of our bundles. Are you there? Are you at volume 4? Do you have it? Yes, page 375. Sorry, page 376. Page 376 of volume 4. Are you there?
Yes.
What is the title of that particular letter?
Employment of health personnel.
Employment of health personnel. Where is the letter emanating from?
Public health.
The Department of Public Health, Office of the Chief?
Health Services. Chief Officer, Health Services.
Chief Officer, Health Services. It is addressed to who?
County Secretary.
County Secretary.
Yes.
It is CC to whom?
Board Secretary, Kisii County.
Board Secretary, Kisii County. And you can read the contents of that particular request in a minute. Our department?
Our department faces acute shortage of technical staff across the health facility within Kisii County government jurisdiction. The shortage has been occasioned by natural attrition opening up of new facilities, and increased clientele from neighboring counties.
Very well. You agree with me that the content of that particular letter is requesting the county secretary, and it is CC'd to the county public service board requesting for more staff. Agree?
Yes.
Let me take you to page 377 of the same volume. The next page. Can you read the title of the letter?
Requesting for additional staff.
Requesting for additional staff from which office?
From finance and accounting.
From the office of finance and accounting services, right?
Yes.
It is addressed to whom?
It's addressed to county secretary and head of public service.
County secretary and head of public service. And it is CC'd to whom?
To acting secretary, public service board.
And the content?
The content
in 1 minute?
Requesting for additional staff.
Requesting for additional staff. Thank you. Let me take you to another one. Is on page 378 of the same volume, volume 4. It is from which department?
From Chief Officer, NHA, Environment and Natural Resources.
Addressed to the county secretary, right?
Yes.
And CC to the county public service board.
Yes.
And it is also requesting for more officers, right?
Officers, yes.
Very well, thank you. Page 379 of the same volume. Are you there?
Yes.
It is from which department?
Request from Kisii, ECD.
Chief Officer, Agriculture, Cooperative and Development, right?
Yes.
It is also requesting for staff.
For department of staff.
Addressed to the Kisii County Secretary and also CC to the Public Service Board, right?
Yes.
Page 380 of the said volume.
Yes.
You also see it?
Yes.
It is from which department?
Department is...
Department, the Office of the Chief Officer, Administration, right?
Yes.
It is also requesting for more staff, right?
Yes.
The next one is on page 381 of the said volume. You can see it.
Yes.
From which office? Office of the Chief?
Health Services.
Health Services. Office of the Chief Officer, right?
Yes.
And it is requesting for more employees, right?
Yes.
Very well. The other one is on page 382. You can see it.
Yes.
From which department? Trade, Tourism and Industry.
Yes.
And it is requesting for? Requesting for trade development officers. 383, page 383. Are you there?
Yes.
The Office of the Chief Officer, Public Works and Housing, right?
Yes.
And it is also requesting for more staff.
Yes.
Page 384.
Yes.
Trade and Tourism.
Yes.
Requesting for more staff. 385. Office of the Chief Officer, Agriculture and Cooperative Development.
Yes.
Requesting for more staff.
Exactly.
And also the last one is on the page 386.
From Finance.
Office of the Chief Officer, Finance, Accounting Services, right?
Yes.
Requesting for more staff. So your allegation that there was no request from various departments for recruitment is baseless. Based on what you have gone through, what I've taken you through.
Specific.
I've taken you through all those.
That is general. Specific. My report is very specific.
And I've taken you through all those departments. Let me take you through page 387 of our said bundle. You agree with me that there are minutes, right?
Yes.
And from the Public Service Board.
Yes.
It means that they sat as a board. They sat as a board. When that minutes, it means they sat. Very well. And approve the same. Page 390. Are you there? You're there?
Yes.
From which department is the letter emanating from?
Water and sanitation services.
Requesting for urgent need of staff, right?
Yes.
Addressed to the county secretary and
Yes.
also CC'd to the Public Service Board. You agree with me? You agree with me that the letter is for is a request letter for staff, recruitment of staff, as per the contents of that particular letter, right? As per the contents, you agree?
Yes. It's a
Very
request
well,
of staff,
thank
yes.
you. Let me also take you through minute. Page 396 of the same volume. It is dated which date? 5th of May.
Yes.
From which department? Water and sanitation, right?
Water and sanitation.
Requesting for more staff, right?
Yes.
Very well. Page 406 of the same bundle. It is from which department?
From livestock, fisheries and livestock and veterinary services. Fisheries, livestock and veterinary services.
Addressed to whom?
Addressed to County Secretary and Head of Public Service.
What was the content of the letter?
Intent for replacement and succession management plan.
Very well. Another one, let me take you briefly through page 410. What's the content of that? You can see it is from which department?
It's from the Head of County Public Service.
The County Secretary and Head of County Public Service. And the content is additional vacancies for the advertised on 27th April 2022, right?
Yes.
Very well. So it is from which it is a subject to which the Department of Agriculture, right? Paragraph 2 of that.
Yes, Department of Agriculture, yes.
Okay. And you also agree with me that as per page 412, there was a meeting of the cabinet approving the same. Yes, you can see it?
Yes, I can see the minutes.
You can see the minutes, and let me take you to page 413 of the same report as I wrap up. Minute 3/5/2022. Can you read the paragraph up to 2015, the day where it's written 2015? Two requests
were tabled before the County Executive Committee. They were seeking the committee's approval to file numbers for various advertised vacancies from the Department of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperative Development, and Water, Energy, Environment and Natural Resources, respectively. The vacancies had been advertised by the County Public Service Board following the shortage of technical staff occasioned by exit from service since 2015. It was worthy to note that the department had an excess allocation of 24 million in its budget, and more officers had exited the service from the time the request to advertise was made to the County Public Service Board.
Thank you.
Therefore, the County Executive Committee approved the department's request to get additional staff in line with the departmental personnel needs and be considered among its with vacancies advertised.
So it is. It was approved by the. Sorry. It was approved by the cabinet, Kisii County, right?
Yes.
You agree? Okay. Thank you. Another one, let me take you through page, as I finish, I don't know how many minutes do I have? I was given 15. Very well. Okay. Page 424 of 424 volume 4. It is also an increased enrollment of VCD teachers, right?
Yes.
From the department, which department?
Directorate, Labor Education, Labor Manpower Development.
The date of that letter?
March 2022. March 2022.
March 2022, 14th. So, in summation, all the requests were made, and the Public Service Board acted on those requests as legally required. Right? The requests were made, approvals were made by the cabinet, and they performed their constitutional mandate. And as I finish, I put it to you that the allegations put forth in your petition are just but mere allegations and based on phantom theories that don't exist. Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Tika.
Yes,
our time is running out. We have only 1 hour. I have 4 other colleagues that will come after me. I'll just request that you answer the question as I ask it. You, in your petition, you talk of promotions, and one of the counts that, you are talking of promotion of employees without following the laid down laws and regulations.
Yes.
What do you mean by this?
Regulations specify how you are supposed to recruit and promote staff.
Which regulations do you mean that the board did not follow, did not comply with? As you get the regulations, you'll agree with me that ordinarily it's normal for employees to be promoted. Is that not right?
Yes.
Okay. So that as reward for good work, people ordinarily get promoted.
Yes, within a framework.
Or within a framework. As you are laying out these charges in your petition, as you are instructing your advocate, were you aware that there are schemes of service that regulate promotions?
Yes, there should be.
Which scheme of service did you come across as you are preparing the petition? Are you aware? Have you referred to it in the petition, especially with regard to promotion? You can look at page 32 of the petition, running to page 34. Anywhere where you've referred to scheme of service? I have 10 minutes, Mr. Atika. Have you referred to anything known as scheme of service in your petition?
No.
You've not. Now, are you aware that there is scheme of service, Chair, I'm referring the witness, the petitioner, to volume number 3 of our documents. Are you aware that there is scheme of service relating to finance and budget officers? The one I'm showing you at page 198 of our bundle?
Yeah, I've seen what you're given.
You are seeing it. Have you ever seen this document in your life? You know, you're coming here and saying you're an expert in employment matters. Have you ever seen this scheme of service? Look at it, Bana Atika. Have you ever seen it? This relates to finance and budget officers.
What I did in my confinement.
My question is, have you ever seen it? Have you seen this document?
I didn't need to see it.
Okay. Have you seen it? That's the question. Have you seen it?
I didn't need to see it. No.
You'll have to answer it. You haven't seen it?
No.
Are you aware that at page 223, there's a scheme of service relating to drivers? Did you see this?
No.
You did not see it. Are you aware also that there is a scheme of service regulating even people that work under water and sewerage? Are you aware? It's here. Did you look at it?
I didn't.
You did not. Then on what basis, if you did not look at the schemes of service, are you saying that the promotions were done without following down the laws and regulations? What laws and regulations are you telling the committee? Are you telling the House?
Very specific in my report.
Which law? Which law? If you didn't, you've never seen the schemes of service in your life. You're seeing them today. Which laws are these?
I've specified exactly what's the basis of that.
Pardon? Pardon?
I said the basis of the allegation.
Or just generally the allegations
I said the
as
basis
they are here?
of what I raised out.
Oh, fine,
Specific.
fine. Let me move very quickly. You're also saying that the board failed to provide for human resource management and career development practices. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this?
It was a specific issue.
Which
to
issue
confine
is that?
yourself to it,
Which one?
not general.
Can you explain kindly? Our clients need to understand why you want them sent home on this ground. Because, you know, we told you that, and we were raising it in the House, that there is no specific allegation against a particular commissioner to enable us to respond. You're just saying failure to provide for human resource management and career development practices. What do you mean? That's issue number 6. The other one I was asking you about promotion is number 5. It's page 35 of your petition, Badatika. Failure to provide for human resource management and career development practices.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
My experience is those specifics are those career development. The career development is very clear what is supposed to write it out.
Now, I've shown you. You are saying at B, look at page 36 of the petition. You are saying that there are no current or updated schemes of service.
Yes.
I've shown you schemes of service.
Is it updated?
Are you surprised?
Is it updated?
How often should the schemes of service be updated? Must it be according to your scale? How should it be updated? We have the Law of Succession Act done in 1982. Not updated. Still in force. We have the Constitution 2010. Not updated. What do you mean? I've shown you the schemes of service.
Does it take?
My time, Banatika. What do you mean?
That
There are schemes of service. So your complaint, if the schemes of service are not updated, you
Mr.
mean
Tika,
that
if
the
you don't
commission,
have an answer, you say you don't
if
have
they are
an
not
answer.
updated,
Move
is that
on.
the fault of the commissioners? If they are using the 2009 one.
it's their responsibility to update the schemes of service.
So you want them sent home because the schemes of service are not updated.
There are specific cases for that.
Which ones?
Qualifying
That-
my statement.
Pardon?
That is a reason why those who are raised.
Which reason? You are here to send these guys home. They should go home according to you.
They should have gone
Why?
yesterday.
You need to convince the committee
They should have
and
gone
ourselves.
They should have gone yesterday.
Okay. Are you aware that there were requests, even by the county secretary, requesting or commending people for promotion?
Yes, they are.
Okay. If the board was to consider and find that request merited, should it be declined?
My case is very specific to specific area.
Let me go to,
Not general.
I think I have 3 minutes. Let me go specifically to the case of the 5th respondent. Do you know her? 5th respondent.
Judy.
Yes. For purposes of record, you can just mention the name.
Judy Omare Nyakrario.
When was she appointed?
June.
28th of June 2022. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How are the allegations in your petition, especially those running prior to appointment, how do they affect her? Do you still want her to go home in respect of allegations before she was sworn in?
I'm addressing the issue of the board. If she's a board member, yes, she should go home.
So that, I want to get your answer right, so that if she's a board member and she was not a board member as at the time, just a minute, I want you to answer that so that even my colleague Andrew to get your answer. So that you are saying that even if the acts complained of were 2019, 2020, 2021, before she was sworn in, she needs to go home?
She's a board member, she's singularly and correctly responsible.
So that your answer is, by virtue of her being a board member, she should go home?
If they have failed, yes.
Are you aware that the board works by way of majority, by numbers?
I am not a member of the board.
Okay, but your job, you've been sent to just ensure that every commissioner goes home, regardless of whether he or she participated in doing anything.
You are held responsible singularly and collectively.
Oh, so that for her, because I'd wanted to inquire about whether you know the processes of recruitment, from requisition, advertisement, and anything, so that for her, you confirm that basically you have no case against her. Because she's a member of the board, she should go home. Is that what you're telling the committee?
There are specific allegations.
Which one? Which one? Which one?
She should go home.
Which one? Which allegation against this particular commissioner? Which one? So that you can tell the board that she sat here, did this, and this is why she should go home.
My time of reporting or auditing these things, she was part member.
Oh,
She's
so
still
that
a board member.
I hope, Chair, you've got that she was a board member, she should go home with the others by virtue of being a commissioner. That will be all for this on my part. I believe Mr. Soire can take it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, the committee, and the committee members. Mr. Benson Atika, you said you are 65 years old?
Yes.
So you are a senior citizen of this country?
Yes.
Yes. And my anxiety and curiosity in this matter is that all the allegations that have been leveled against all the 5 commission board members of the Public Service Board were actions of the Public Service Board of Kisii County, correct?
Yes.
And under Section 57 of County Governments Act, the Public Service Board is a body corporate, correct?
Yes.
So those decisions were decisions of the Public Service Board, not individual decisions of the commissioners or the board members. Is that correct?
Yes.
How can you sacrifice someone for the sins of another person? Yes. Does natural justice really allow someone to be sacrificed for the sins of another person?
I was auditing the board members singularly and collectively.
Your petition here, if I look at it correctly, it is directed against the board members individually. Nancy, Judy, Mugusu Momanyi, and others. It is not a petition directed against the board which made these decisions, because all these decisions were the decisions of the board. What do you say?
I said clearly in 7 that I have since written to county government, and I've said clearly, believe that they responded here in singularly and collectively.
We agreed with you from the very beginning that
Singularly and collectively.
that the decisions that were made, for which you are now holding the members responsible and liable, are decisions of the Kisii County Public Service Board, which is a body corporate. Correct?
Yes, as individuals, we must comply with the Constitution of
how
Kenya.
do you now hold them personally liable for those omissions or commissions of the board?
They are members,
And more particularly here now, when it comes that even some of the
they are
most
members of the
members
board.
were not maybe in office at some points in time.
They are members of the board at the time of my audit or forensic audit.
For decisions which were taken by the board at some point in time.
Those were examples I gave to support what I consider to be omissions.
Finally, in your own conscience, would you agree to be punished? Are you as a person, would you agree to be punished for the sins of another person? For the offense of another person? Would you want to carry that burden, to take that punishment?
Generally,
You yourself, would you be willing to take up a punishment of another person?
Chair, respectfully, that is not a question related to this. That's a personal opinion question and a conscience question.
Council, proceed, but ensure that you ask questions which are...
Thank you.
Thank you. Ask questions which are within the petition.
I'm through.
Try as much as you can, the rest of the members. Thank you. Proceed.
Kindly note that he has served us his 10 minutes, so the next council, we are very clear on time. Clear.
Good afternoon, Mr. Atika.
afternoon.
Now, I want to refer you back to your letter, volume 1, page 69. Yes, in brief, you said you are an auditor by profession, correct?
Public certified accountant, yes.
And were your services advertised by the county government? Were you making the request pursuant to an advertisement?
No. I'm a private citizen. I'm entitled. I don't need advertisement.
And which body within the county government is mandated to deal with management of human resource, the workforce, the public service?
Public service.
Do you have any evidence that you made any requests to the service board in regard to the queries that you have raised on several occasions?
Where I could need them, I would
yes
request.
Or no? Do you have any evidence before the committee that you requested information from the board?
No.
Are you aware under the law you are under duty to make such requests?
When it's necessary.
Now, what is your relationship with His Excellency the Governor? What is your relationship? Is it personal?
No relationship.
No relationship. Now, I want to refer you to...
But you come from a constituency where I'm married.
Yes.
So I don't know
now,
what that's a
I want to refer you to volume 1 of our documents, page number 2C. We can start with number 2A. Page number 2A of volume 1. Do you know that document?
No, I've seen the document. not what I
Do you know it?
I don't know it, I've seen it.
Now, I want to refer you to page 2B, number 22 on the list. Who is on number 222 on the list? Who attended?
Benson Atika.
Who is Benson Atika?
It's myself.
It's yourself.
Yes.
And in column 3, you are representing who in that exercise?
I'm not seeing the handwriting, but what is it? I don't.
Now,
what is it?
You have clearly indicated. You have clearly indicated that you are representing the governor in that exercise, correct?
That's what they say.
That's what the document says.
Yes.
What is your ID number?
03000202.
Do you confirm that is your ID number?
Yes, it is.
And the last column, is that your signature?
Yes.
So you confirm that, which date was that? Go back to page 2A.
21st November 2022.
Do you remember that exercise or that function?
Yes.
Can you tell us what was the nature of that exercise that you were carrying out on that material date?
It was purely related to wage bill. That is a human resource consultant exercise.
So, do you confirm which body was carrying out the exercise on that material day? According to this document, just for the document, column 3, page 2A.
It's HRM.
IHRM group that was conducting. What was the purpose of that exercise?
It was head count.
What was happening? What were you doing? What was the IHRM doing on that particular day?
It's specific head count.
Specific head count.
Yes.
Now, it's your evidence before the committee that you are not an employee of the county. You are not an employee of IHRM.
Yes.
Now, what was your role, specific role in this matter?
I just went there because I was looking at the floated wage bill.
In what capacity?
As an ordinary citizen of this country.
Now look at the entire document. Up to the last number 62. Are you seeing any ordinary citizen on that list? Are you seeing any ordinary citizen apart from Benson Atik on that list?
No, I'm not seeing.
You were the extraordinary citizen, correct?
That's why I'm extraordinary even here in this petition. Because not everybody is here.
Now, in your capacity as the agent of the governor.
Not agent. I'm not an agent.
That's what you've indicated. I take you back to number 22.
I'm not related to the governor.
You represented the governor on that day. That is your handwriting. So don't run away from there. Just save time. And okay. Chair, I'll request that he cooperates. Now, as an agent of the governor on that material day, what were your specific instructions?
I did not get any instruction from anybody. I simply was affirming my work, which I was doing.
Now, what were the findings?
And I can even tell you, the deputy vice chair, we had interrogation, we discussed issue on the return.
Don't answer your own questions.
I didn't do that.
Now, what were the findings of that exercise?
I don't know.
No, your own findings, because you were present. What were your findings?
My finding is I interacted with the deputy chair of public service. We discussed about the filing of returns. We did that.
So now,
and I'm the one who told him they have not been negotiating. He said it's not their responsibility.
You're answering your questions, Mr. Atika. You will have your chance. Now I'm asking you, are you aware of any findings of IHRM?
No.
So you are basically a gatekeeper of His Excellency the Governor, correct?
No.
Now, I refer you back to volume 1, page 69, your letter. You made the request under Article 35, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any evidence that the relevant government departments supplied you with the documents that you have? Any letter that forwarded the documents to you?
No,
Do you have any document?
I don't have. But I have copies of my submit, which I have there, which is eliminated from them. That is evidence, I suppose.
Have you ever been sourced by the county government to undertake any audit exercise, as
No.
Mr. Ben Atika mentioned?
No.
Are you pre-qualified under the laws, under the procurement laws, to undertake audit queries within the county?
If I have not been, I have not done that as an individual.
You are not.
No.
Are you aware? It's the duty of the county government, the County Public Service Board, to employ.
Yes, I'm
Under
aware.
the law?
That is why we are here.
Are you aware that it's the duty and mandate of the board to make promotions?
Yes.
Are you also aware that it's the duty of the board to convert casuals to permanent?
Within the law, yes.
Now, in one of your grounds in the petition, number 4, your ground number 4, in your second petition, are you aware you have filed 2 petitions? How many petitions have you filed before the House? I want a specific answer. How many petitions have you filed?
Other than requesting for the adoption of my report.
It's an answer. I'm asking a specific question. Get me a quick answer.
I have 2 documents which are called petitions to Kisii County
Petitions.
Assembly.
So, in your, now I want you to, where are you referring to deliberately circumventing the law on recruitment by engaging and converting purported casual employment to contract? I'm referring to page 30 of the second petition. Since now we are in agreement, there are 2 petitions before the House. Whose mandate is it to undertake such exercise?
Converting is counts.
Of conversion of casual employment to contract?
It's the county public board.
Yes.
Yes.